Hi, good morning. It's Saturday, the 15th of August 2020, and we're videoing a bit later today. We've done things the other way around. We were up early as usual, but we decided to have our showers, get ready, do a few jobs. So first thing Joe did was make some more cowboy caviar, but I'll show you that in a minute. And I cooked up 800 grams of diced swede, which I then cool and refrigerate, so I can use 200 grams each morning in my breakfast for the next 4 mornings with my spicy beans. So we got that done. Then we had our showers and everything, got ready, went for a long walk, did the hills twice, which, now can I say it's getting easier? Some mornings it's easier than others. Some mornings my little legs just do not want to go up the first time, but by the second time they've warmed up and I'm better. So yeah, we did our long walk and then we looped round down the main road and went to Asda to do a top-up shop. Then we came home, then we cooked breakfast. We've just dumped the pots in the sink, which is something way out of my comfort zone. I hate dirty pots in the kitchen, and even more do I hate to see a sink full of pots. It really stresses me. I think it's years of living with my mother. That'll be my first job when I've finished doing the video. I shall be washing the dishes. I can't work in a kitchen that's got dirty dishes. I have to clear everything now. Every surface cleared before I can start to prep something. And the only reason it's got dirty dishes is because they're our breakfast dishes. Not from what Joe made earlier. We washed those before we went out. So yeah, so we've done the jobs this morning that we would usually do after the videoing, before the videoing, to free up our day. So that feels good. Right, so I'm standing here, bag on the shoulder. What does that signify? Well, it signifies a weight loss. So fabulous week of food, really enjoyed it this week. And on my Wednesday video, I showed a recipe called cowboy caviar, which I had found the previous afternoon from a lovely young woman on YouTube called Plant-Based Storm. I think her name's actually Stormy, but I'm going to call her Storm because she cooks up a storm, and I really like that name. Storms are my favourite weather. You know, with being blind, actually having a storm, a physical wind, a thunder and lightning and all that sort of drama, and the change in the air and the heavy pressure and things, for a blind person is really quite dramatic. So I love a good storm. We've been waiting for one all week. The weather forecast kept saying you're going to get thunder and lightning in the East Midlands. Nottingham's going to have thunder and lightning. We haven't even had one clap of thunder or one spark of lightning all week. I think the West Midlands got it, which is good for them. But spare us a bit, please. Send us some over to the East Midlands, because we really need it. The air's cooler and clearer today, but it's still not quite right. It's oppressive. So I'm waffling. Joe will show you the cowboy caviar. This is the one we've made this morning. It's a variation on Stormy's recipe. This morning we've added all the usual vegetables, but instead of black beans and black-eyed peas, we've added chickpeas, pinto beans and butter beans. And honestly, it's so tasty. And what I did this morning was I actually put my chopped tomatoes in a sieve and let a lot of the fluid drain off them. I didn't put any vinegar in today's. That was another change. I put caramelised onion balsamic in the other day. But this is such a versatile dish because you can literally just have a dish of it cold like a salad. I've been putting it over brown rice or brown rice and millet, heating it in the microwave and then serving it with like cold beetroot, sprinkling a bit of linseed over it to get some healthy fat into my diet. And I've had it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The big bowl I showed on Wednesday made me 3 meals. And when I got up this morning, I said, Joe, I need some more. But I mean, I've put like 300 grams of beans, a tub of chopped tomatoes, I've put 150 grams of sweet corn, a big pepper, a big red onion. There's plenty in there to make 3 main courses for me with something else. I'd have it with vegetables and a jacket potato. I'd have it with grains and salady bits like celery and beetroot. I love sweet chilli beetroot, goes really nicely with it. But this is such a versatile dish, and you could make it with so many different things. When we were out walking this morning, we were talking about what you could throw in it. You literally, anything that you really enjoy that would lend itself towards the other ingredients, you could chuck in here and enjoy it. It's really, really nice. Well, I was flicking around YouTube while Joe was eating his breakfast, and Stormy came up, and she's got another recipe up today that I am definitely going to make, and it's a potato salad. But it's a mayonnaise and dressing free potato salad, and she dresses it with what you might think of as an unusual ingredient. I'm not going to tell you, so you can go and watch it, give her a view. It's a brilliant idea, and Joe and I are going to try it. But I think yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, potato salad? You can't imagine it in this country without salad cream or mayonnaise, or if you're on Slimming World it would be make it with fat-free yoghurt, which is something I've never liked. We would put mustard in things like that because we like mustard, but this version of the dressing for this potato salad I think is quite unique, and I think it will work, and it certainly looks delicious. So thanks, Stormy. Yeah, and thank you for the lovely message you left me the other day. It's good to know that there are many, many people working weight loss plans according to different ideas, shall we say. I was conscious that of a few other people that I know that do Slimming World and used to do Slimming World and now doing different versions of weight loss plans. I thought, I'm going to just, while I'm sitting here again waiting for Joe to have his breakfast, flick around a few people. Well, I know Debbie had a loss this week. I'm not going to say how much because you might not have watched it yet. I know Rachel had a loss this week, and she does variation on the theme of Slimming World. I think she'd describe it as that. I know Fiona had a loss this week, our Crazy Life Scotland. She does keto diet. So if you're looking for a way to lose weight, because we're getting towards the end of lockdown, you might have to go back to work, you're thinking, how on earth am I going to get back into my work skirts? You know, because we've all lightened up a bit during the lockdown or the earlier part of the lockdown. I think there are people out there you can pick up ideas from, whatever your tastes are. So yeah, that's a plan for this week really for a lot of us, is to either get back on plan or to stick to plan. Because if we don't do it, we don't deserve a loss. That's just the way I view it. If you're getting a loss by not doing it, it won't continue. You'll soon get to like a stalemate situation where you plateau, or worse than that, you'll soon start gaining it back again. And I think most of us know what that feels like. So watch Stormy's video and try the recipe, especially Al Geeky Slimmer, Al Geeky SW, Alan Boris, because I was looking for more recipes. I think you'd like this one, Al. Right, so bag on the shoulder signifies a loss. How much have I lost this week? After a week of fabulous eating and no hunger pangs and no problems until last night, which I'm going to talk to you about in a bit, I lost this week £1. So that has me now at 124 pounds, which is 8 stone 12 ounces. Don't know what it is in kilograms. I'm not very good at kilograms. But my current BMI with that result is 22.667. And I did say 3 weeks ago probably that I was looking at aiming towards a BMI of 22.5, which is right in the middle of the normal category, healthy normal. I've thought about it. I'm comfortable at this weight. I'm not desperate to lose more weight, but I'm still going to go with the flow and see where eating this way takes me. Because the more I look at BMIs, the more people are saying, you know...
Oh, sorry, you're veering off again.
Alright, that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
The more I look at BMIs, the more people are saying, professional people are saying, it's healthier to aim between 20 and 22. Because 25 is on the high side weight-wise. And if I look at weight charts, even the one in the Slimming World book, and that's, you know, my Slimming World Bible, I can go down, in their estimation, to 7 stone 3, I think it is. I'm never going to do that, I know that. But 9 stone 10 is the top of their weight range for me. So I think I'd like to look at being somewhere in the middle of those two weights. But I haven't worked that out yet. It's not imminent, I'm not desperate. I'm just really comfortable to be in the body I'm in today, rather than the 308 pound body I was in at my biggest, or the 13 stone 8 body I was in when I joined Slimming World. Because being the weight I am today feels more like me, I'm not having to hide inside cardigans, and I'm not embarrassed to go out, and I feel normal. I don't know what normal means really, but do you know what I mean? Size-wise, I feel quite normal. Now, something funny happened the other day. We were in Asda. We went upstairs to George. I said to Joe, I want some more shorts, because all my shorts are getting a bit on the big side. So we looked around and there's nothing. They've all gone. I think this hot weather's had everybody out buying shorts. They didn't have one pair, did they, Joe?
No, we even asked.
We even asked, where are your shorts? Because we thought they might have moved and put them in a sale rail or something, but nothing. So we then start looking at the tops and the t-shirts. Now, I don't need any clothes. I've got plenty for the size I am now because they actually fit me again. But looking at the clothes at the moment in George, oh my God. I'm glad I didn't need any because they're all this new, weird, well, it's not new, it's been around 100 times before, this extra wide look where you haven't got a definite defined sleeve, it's more like a bat wing with an extra bit on the end. Oh, hideous. Picked up a top, size 8, and I'm not kidding you, it would have buried me, absolutely. Because I picked it up thinking it was a 14 or a 16, and I said to Joe, have they got this in my size? And he said, what size would you usually buy in here? I said a 10 or a 12 probably, because being busty, probably a 12. I think that's probably American 8, is it? Anyway, Joe said, no mummy, said that one you've got in your left hand is a size 8. Well, I was holding on to it thinking it's a 14, 16. It was huge. And I think that's the fashion this year. Let's all find something we can hide inside. That doesn't do me any good. The tops, Joe, with the lacy sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
The sleeves came out from here, like lace, like a bat wing. And honest to God, they were this wide at the bit that would have been here. But it was like a bat wing coming out from your waist. And I said to Joe...
Oh, I thought you were talking about all the fluted ones, the bundled up fluty ones.
Well, they weren't very nice either, were they? But
No.
that one, the first one with the lacy sleeves, you couldn't have got a cardigan, a jacket or a coat over it. So you're going to buy it now, at the end, coming towards the end of August. In September, if you needed to put a jacket on because you were going out in the evening, you couldn't get a jacket over these tops because the sleeves came out from the waist. Unless you bought a jacket with the sleeves. But honestly, I don't know whether it's a reflection of the fact that a lot of people have let themselves go in lockdown here in England, or whether it's just that it's time for that fashion to come around again, because in my lifetime it's been around a dozen times already. But honestly, if you've lost weight and you're feeling pretty good about yourself, you know, if you're a size 16 and you used to be a 22, you don't need tops with sleeves that come out from the waist that make you look a size 22 again, do you? Honestly, I have never seen such hideous clothes in Asda. I was really taken aback. Really taken aback. So, no, I think if we've worked hard to lose our weight, we should show it off. We shouldn't be trying to be buried under a garment that looks like a sack, shall we say, no shape to it at all. If we've put all this effort in to get our figures, get our bodies back to something like normal, we should be showing them off. So, says she standing here in a size 10 top from Oliver Bonus that she couldn't get in 4 weeks ago. I'm really glad to be back in my clothes, I can't tell you. So, one more thing I want to show you, and then I'll talk about last night. Joe, can you show the shoes, my shoes?
Yeah.
I've been treating myself again. You know, I'm rewarding myself with things that don't involve food. But I wanted some... Joe's got these shoes. Now, he's showing you a black pair, and he's black and grey.
Oh, sorry, this is the grey pair.
Oh, that's the first. These are the Monument Grey colour. They're called Merrell, M-E-R-R-E-L-L. And they're like a sports shoe, walking shoe. And they weigh 5 ounces each, which might be some use if you've got to get weighed in them at Slimming World. This pair is Monument Grey. They are unbelievable. They're called barefoot shoes. It says on the inside, can you show that? Yeah. Barefoot. So I got the Monument Grey ones earlier in the week. Was so impressed with them that I immediately ordered a pair of black ones, which are grey and black. And I'm now waiting for a pair of Dragonfly coloured ones to come. But honestly, you put them on. Joe's got a pair and he set me off. It's all his fault. He said to me, these shoes, Mum, you can't even feel them. You don't know you've got them on. You really don't know you've got them on. I think you've ordered another pair, haven't you, a blue pair?
Yeah.
But because we walk so far, the last thing you want is great big clumpy feet, dragging your feet up hills. So I wanted to show you these because they are lovely to wear. They're lovely to walk in. Honestly, I said to him the other day, I feel like I've got fairies' feet. They make your feet feel like there's just nothing there. So easy to walk in. I'm just trying to remember how much they were. I think they were in the sort of sale thing, weren't they?
Yeah, all the ones we've bought have been in a sale.
Because mine were down from 90 to 65.
Yeah, but you got a pair at 36 the other day.
I got a pair for £36 from an American seller.
And I think mine were 49 and 59, weren't they?
No, 49 and 80.
89, but
80 for the new ones. The original ones you ordered were 53.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the size, did they? So you upped yours to another pair. But they're lovely. I've got a thing about shoes anyway. Anybody who knows me knows I've got a thing about shoes. But I need to have comfortable feet. And it's funny, isn't it? You see people flittering around in really flimsy sandals and flip-floppy things and that. When you're blind and you're more liable to sort of put your toes up against things and things, I'm always conscious about what I've got on my feet. But I don't want old lady shoes just because I'm old. I like sort of something a bit like free and easy. So I'll go for Vivo Barefoot or New Balance Minimus. I like easy.
And they've got an interesting selection of colours as well, haven't they?
Yeah. Because you've got orange ones.
Yeah.
And your new ones are bright blue, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah,
they've got stretchy laces.
Yeah, they've got stretchy
Elasticated
laces. So you don't even feel the laces on top of your foot. It's like there's nothing there. Because as you step forward, the laces just give with the shoe. The shoe gives, the lace gives, and it's like, God, there's nothing there. It says barefoot, Merrill Barefoot, and it really is like being barefoot. So I would recommend those. They're available on Amazon or several different sites. And I did buy them with my own money, so I'm not sponsored. It's not an advert, it's a recommendation from trial. I've tried them, I like them, and if I didn't, I'd tell you they were crap, but they're not, they're good. Right, so let's talk about last night. There's a helicopter going over. In your life, everything's just going along normally. You're having a normal and an average day. And you're quite happy with yourself and there's nothing stressing you out and just the usual stuff in life that everybody has to deal with and that's normal, isn't it? Little hiccups along the way. And with this weight loss thing and with what I think of myself as a food addict, I know that there are substances I'm addicted to. And I know that I'm best to abstain from certain things and I've been doing that. And yesterday I was 88 days into doing this. 88 days into whole food, plant-based, free food, as we say on Slimming World. I was a pound down yesterday, which meant in those 88 days I'd lost 20.5 pounds, which was way, way more than I expected. And it's been so easy, it's come off naturally. So I'm floating through the day and I'm fine. And then it got to about 4 o'clock. And then I felt like I got run over by a steamroller. And this massive physical wave of urge went over me. I want to eat junk. I just want to eat junk. And immediately I'm saying to myself, don't be stupid. But sometimes your head doesn't feel like it belongs to you. It feels like the ideas in your head are actually coming from somebody else. That's what it felt like. And it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or saying. When you feel that way, you can convince yourself of anything. Well, I didn't react. I did react. I kind of lost my temper. I kind of sulked. I kind of slammed around physically and verbally. When I slam around verbally, goodness, it turns the air blue, I tell you. But I didn't want to act on it. But this insanity in my head was pushing me. You can have a bar of chocolate. There's a new bar of chocolate out. You can eat it. You'll be fine. It's just a new Cadbury's bar. You've got to try it. Well, there's 3 actually. There's 3 flavours. And M&M's have got a new bar out. You can try that. And while you're doing that, because that'll have you totally off the rails, you might as well have. And then my head starts listing all the binge foods. So I'm thinking, well, we're on with another 50 quid binge again, because that's my average. No, I don't want to do this. And 88 days. You've done 88 days. And then the feelings were like overwhelming. But I still kept telling myself, you've done 88 days. And then I said to Joe at one point, I said, if I do this, if I give in and I do this, right, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and I'm going to make a video and it'll say 1 day on plan. Or if I choose not to do this, I can get up tomorrow, I can make my video and it'll say, I don't know, is it 89 days on plan today? And that like gave me pause for thought, but it still didn't want to stop me. I'm still thinking, I could go on there and lie. Why do I have to tell the truth? I know why I have to tell the truth, because if I don't tell the truth, they'll eat over that as well. That's just insanity, right? That's not my makeup, that's not natural for me. So I went through that whole scenario. Excuse me. And the battle that was going on inside me felt like a physical tug of war. And in my head I'm saying, I can do this just the once. I can do this just the once. Nobody would know. I've got like until next Friday to lose some weight. I'm already 0.4 of a pound in hand because I only count proper half pounds in my weight loss. So this week in effect I had lost 1.4 pounds, but because that doesn't register at Slimming Worlds, I'll only put the pound through and the 0.4, who knows, I could have gained that by this morning. It's irrelevant. But all of those thoughts are there, and all of those thoughts are like, they're not important, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And this went on for 2 hours, and it felt like hell. And you know what saved me from myself? What saved me from myself was I would not eat anything that came from an animal. Now, there was no way last night I was going to eat meat. There was no way last night I was going to eat fish. What was going round and round and round in my head was dairy, cheese biscuits, bread, which a lot of it's not vegan. All these things. Now, I am not vegan, don't get me wrong. The one thing I can stand here and say for certain is I am not vegan. And this is why I'm not vegan. Because if I had been vegan last night, this morning I would be here on my knees saying I am 1 day on plan. Because if I'd been vegan last night, I could have had vegan ice cream, I could have had vegan chocolate, vegan biscuits, vegan cheese biscuits, vegan Magnums, vegan Oreos. I'd had all these things before, when I wasn't vegan, when I was just ordinary. There's so much choice. But the reason I am not vegan, and this came from day one of wanting to be whole food plant-based, some of the reasons, I have great respect for men like Neil Barnard, Michael Greger, T. Colin Campbell. They're the people I follow. I talked about Joel Thurman a couple of weeks ago, probably last week. The more I'm looking into what he does, the more he's not for me. Nice bloke, but this nutritarian thing, not for me. Add a bit of meat to flavour your food, no thank you. Add a bit of fish to flavour your food, no thank you. Have the occasional egg, no thank you. You can have cheese occasionally, no thank you. Because that just, excuse my French, fucks with my mind. If I was in that place last night of saying, okay, I'm not going to eat fish, I'm not going to eat whatever, I would have been up to there and beyond in sugar and the wrong kind of fats, because you can eat fat when you're vegan. You can eat things like coconut oil, which are, what kind of fat is a coconut oil?
Saturated.
Saturated fat, which is just as bad for you as eating butter. So I could, and I used to think it was good, but I could have fallen back on all that stuff last night. I could have buried myself up to the eyes and beyond in eating crap, absolute crap. And a lot of that crap is more calories than the crap I used to choose to eat, which was dairy. Because a lot of the vegan, or quotes, vegan stuff, has been nowhere near an animal, but it's been very, very near a lot of sugar. And I'm not knocking anybody who is vegan. Don't get me wrong, I have great respect for people who don't eat animals. But a lot of people who are vegan have never had a weight problem, so they're not battling on the same front that I'm battling on. But if I hadn't said last night to Joe, I am whole food, plant-based, I can eat anything I want tonight, as long as it falls into the whole food, plant-based category. Because I am not blowing 88 days in recovery and having to stand up tomorrow morning and say I'm 1 day in recovery. And I am not going to eat anything that comes from an animal, because I've got more respect for animals today. That wasn't the reason I went whole food plant-based. Initially, I went whole food plant-based because what AJ said when she said eat anything to the left of the red line, and I had that massive like awakening when I realised everything to the left of the red line was everything that came in was all of it was free food on Slimming World. Slimming World is a plan I intend to follow for the rest of my life, but not including junk food, not including processed food, eating a whole food plant-based diet. So you won't see me standing here and saying, oh, I'm having honey puffs for my breakfast, or I'm having Cheerios for my breakfast, or I'm having a Fibre One bar for my Healthy Extra. They're all Healthy Extras, by the way. You won't see that from me because they're not whole food and they're not plant-based. There's plenty of stuff I can have from that category of the plan, and there's plenty of stuff for all of us to choose the kind of food or the kind of snacks that we enjoy. There's nothing wrong with anybody having any of those things I've just said. If it falls into their plan, it doesn't fall into mine. But I tell you something, if I hadn't stood my ground, stamped my foot, and literally took myself in hand last night, I would have been on a 50 quid binge like that. And I can't stop myself when my head goes that way. So I just want to acknowledge this morning what stopped me binging last night was I will not eat anything that comes from an animal, and I will not eat anything that's not whole food plant-based. I'm just not going there anymore, because this morning I would have been so angry with myself, so disappointed in myself, so frustrated in myself. And you know what? Once I got all that crap back in my guts, I'd have wanted to do it again today. And you've got to have some determination to stop after one lot. You know, it's like being an alcoholic. One drink is never enough. It's the first one that we need to say no to. So when we find ourselves in this situation, if we can say no to the first one, we don't have to keep going and keep going and keep going until we find a moment of sanity 3 weeks down the road where we can say no to the 31st one. Sometimes I think I'm my own worst enemy. Sometimes I think my mind lies to me. And yet, whose is my mind if it's not my own? So that's where I was last night. It would have been so easy. So you know what I did? I bought two Guido Brunetti books, Don Leon novels about an Italian policeman in Venice. I bought two of those. I literally stayed up nearly all night reading one of them, because that's sort of that thing I do. And I had a glass of Jack Daniels, which was well within my sins. Thinking a glass of Jack Daniels would relax me and help me sleep. No, but it didn't lead to me wanting a second one. I can cope with stuff like that. I'm not obsessive about alcohol. In fact, 99% of the alcohol that we had in the house when we went whole food plant-based 10 weeks ago, whenever it was, we've given away anyway, because we don't need it. But I think what I'm feeling the most empowered by this morning is that saying no to that first lot, which I've never been able to do, well, not really been able to do successfully before. Saying no to that first one has saved me a lot of money, but it's also saved me a lot of guilt and remorse. So that's what I wanted to bring to you today. If you can say no to the first one, it's better than waiting 3 or 4 weeks until the mojo comes around and allows you to say no to the 31st, because by then you could be 2 stone heavier. And that 2 stone takes a lot of getting off. So. And finally, going to go out walking this morning because we were going shopping on the way back. I didn't want to wear my short shorts. I've been wearing all week, I've been wearing short navy blue shorts that weren't much longer than my t-shirt. But I thought if I'm going to the supermarket, I don't really want to go with all these legs on show. They're only short legs, but there was a lot of them on show. So I put denim shorts on. Then they're too big. They're the size 10 ones I've been wearing. But the waist on them is massive, and I've actually finally just gone under the 30 waist. Now it's really weird for me because although I can wear a size 8 in some trousers...
We're coming up to 30 minutes.
Right, I need to go. My waist is bigger than the rest of me because it's bone. Right, so I had to borrow Joe's belt, which is still big on me, But my own belt's wrapped round half time, and I'm going now before I run out of energy.